You know what's sad? Ugh, this gets me emotional. Sorry, I didn't want to cry. When I worked during COVID and I was taking care of a lot of people, and I was giving someone what they call PFT, which is a pulmonary function test, and tests your breathing. And I was doing that for this guy, and it takes a while to do it, and there's some downtime in between. And he started talking to me, and he said, You know, I make a lot of money. I'm pretty wealthy. He goes, Did you know I pay less in taxes than you do? He's like, How much do you make a year? And I was like, Not enough. I said, I'm actually at the higher pay schedule for a medical assistant, but 60,000 is not that great. And he said, Wow. He goes, It's really kind of scary and corrupt just how much that we pay over you or a school teacher. And here you are, and I was in full PPE doing my job, which I didn't have to do. I could have gone on leave and said no. But I did it because I wanted to help people, I didn't want people to die. I didn't care who you were. And he said, And here you are working your butt off. You went and grabbed me a drink. You helped me up. You said encouraging things this whole time. And it's so backwards. And I was like, You're right. And he said, You know what? Tomorrow I'll just do the same thing again. He goes, I don't know why. He goes, I really don't fight to change it. Even though I could, and it wouldn't even affect me. I wouldn't even notice the money gone. And I was like, wow, that's really sad. And he said, Yeah, but I thank you for what you're doing. And I said, Gee, thanks. So I watched the senators talking on the floor, and I was like, wow, I worked so hard, and then I became disabled, and now count on Medicaid, which is already underpaid enough. A lot of things aren't covered that I need, but I get by, barely. And I see them talking about this like it doesn't matter, or they lie. And in the middle of the night, they took away even more out of the money for people like me. Excuse me. For people like me, or those that are worse off than me, which are a lot. And even before I became disabled, I took care of all those people that were on Medicaid, and there are a lot. There are a lot of them. And I used to feel bad, and I would try and help them as much as I could. I worked with a social worker to help them, and they were barely getting by. And this was before all these cuts. And there are a lot of cruel MAGA people that were like, oh, cry baby, or saying rude things before when I said it's bad. It's like our common decency and empathy is gone. And Trump makes it like that's okay because of the way he talks about people and disregards people. And he's done it his whole life. And now he makes it like the president does it. So everyone else has come out of their decency and the empathy gone. And I was like, God, even before this happened to me, I had such deep empathy for people. I even volunteered a couple days just so I could help with those that couldn't afford it. Whew, sorry, I didn't mean to cry. So I just wanted to put that out there, that when they're discussing putting millions off their health care, and that is legit people, and those that do have it, all the cuts that's going to make it even harder than it is right now is devastating. And that you don't see a person to it is even worse. I wanted to go down to DC and talk to them. I wasn't able to get down there, but I'm going to. And I talked to Senator Wyden and Merkley of my state, and they have expressed concern. And I just saw for the first time them really doing something about it by speaking about it and standing up. So I hope that maybe the rest of us can learn that it's real people, and we should have empathy for our most vulnerable. And our seniors, Medicare is going to be cut. Nursing homes, this is where we need it the most. The billionaires, like that guy told me, I wouldn't even notice the money gone. But I'm not going to stop. I don't feel bad enough. So we need to learn from that and be better. Thank you for listening. This is Laura with the Undocumented Truth.